Nobody knows you exist. One thing I witness from artists or people in any profession is that they are hugely talented, but they expect to just be found. They often post on social media and tell friends and family about their work, and that should be enough, right? If only that were true. Something that can be difficult to do, especially if you're shy or a bit nervous, is to shout about your artwork. Out on a dog walk, tell people about your art, especially if you do pet portraits. At the school gates waiting to collect your kids, tell people about your art. At the dentist, tell them about your art. They usually ask what you do anyway, and it is amazing how excited they get to hear about people who don't have a standard job. Just imagine the amount of people they ask every single day what they do for a living or what their hobbies are, just to keep them preoccupied with what's about to happen. And you say, hey, I'm an artist, not I am an accountant or I am a graphic designer. You say the word artist and they say, oh, what does that mean then? What do you do? Do you exhibit your work anywhere? And that leads to a whole conversation. And always carry business cards with you, because then they get interested, you hand them a business card. The amount of times I've been at the doctor's or the dentist and we get into this conversation and they say, oh, I'd love a portrait of my pet, or I've just been to Africa and I'd love a picture of a lion drawing. It's amazing all these little different avenues you can get work from without even really thinking about it. I mean, yes, you're paying to go to the dentist. That could go towards a business expense potentially, because you're thinking, oh, I'm getting work out of this, business healthcare. Now, I'm not telling you to be really boastful and be like, hey, look what I do, look how talented I am.
Worship me.
No, not anything like that. But people love to hear when other people love their jobs. The amount of people you talk to who hate their jobs, complain about it, dread Monday mornings. So when they hear about someone who really loves what they do and lives their passion, they want to know more about it because it's a happy subject and it really makes them feel invigorated and then potentially think, oh, I could do this myself. And they love to hear about what inspires you and how you got into it, especially if art is an avenue they want to go down, or someone they know, like their daughter, their aunt, their cousin, want to go down, which then means you're inspiring people. So as well as putting yourself out there, you're also potentially getting others out there to follow their passion too. But the one thing I get asked about most is, how do I get into galleries, into exhibitions, into high-end art events? And mostly, how did I become a Derwent art ambassador? I think a lot of people look at these successes and think they just happened overnight and happened because I was discovered on social media. And that is not the case. The truth is, I just asked. Now, I'm not saying it's as simple as writing an email and saying,
hey, I'm an artist. Please can I do some work for your company or organization?
Can't wait to hear from you. Bye. With each collaboration I've wanted to be involved in, I've put together a portfolio of art relevant to the project I would like to do with them. I come to them with ideas that will benefit both myself and them, whether that's financial or exposure, because it has to work both ways. It can't be that I'm getting all the benefits because they won't want to work with me, and if they're getting all the benefits, then I won't want to work with them, because what's the point in me putting all this work into a piece of art for them to get all the benefits and for me to just have wasted my time and then just go back to my studio and think, okay, why did I do that? So get those emails written, explain who you are, the type of work you do, send them examples of your work and say why you'd like to work with them. Now, the hardest part of all of this is I haven't heard back from about 90% of the people I've emailed over the years. And what you see on social media are the very few success stories, which look amazing, but they are few and far between. So on social media, obviously, always take it with a pinch of salt, because what you're seeing is hours and hours of hard work going into one collaboration. But never be afraid to send follow-up emails a week or so later, just to remind them that you exist and say, hi, did you get my last email about so-and-so, whether it's to exhibit in a gallery space, potentially at a zoo where they take a commission on any sales, or where you donate some art and again they get a commission on some of the sales, or appear on someone's social media page, so you get that exposure. But there are more impactful ways than just emailing. You can pick up the phone and call. And I know it's scary, but it does work better than an email, especially if it's a bigger company or they might be really busy, and you just have to phone up and say who you are and that you want to email them some details about a proposal or a project you're thinking of, and ask what the best email is to send it to, because they could have an email on the website and it will just go to some admin person in their team who will just ignore it, or they've got other things to be getting on with, so they don't see it. So if you can get an email of someone higher up in the company, then that will work wonders for you. Or if it's somewhere local to you, like a zoo, as I've mentioned, or a gallery space you'd like to exhibit in, go in person. I know, that's even scarier, but it puts a face to your name, and then they will associate your art with you and you become a real person to them. But I would recommend before you do that to call up first though, just to ask what the best time is to pop in, say why you're going in and who would be the best person to speak to about that. And if they're interested, they will give you a date and time for you to pop in and talk to the person in charge or whoever. So yes, all of this is hard work. It takes a lot of research, a lot of putting portfolios together, a lot of trying to build connections, and it might not pay off, and that can be really disheartening, I won't lie. But when you get those breakthroughs, it makes it all worth it, and it just keeps propelling your art business or your art networking or your art exposure forward. And eventually you will look back and you will think, whoa, I can see where I've come from now, and it's taken me down this journey, and now I'm here and I cannot believe it. And then you will be the one who is posting these events and things on social media and probably having imposter syndrome, as we all do. And then people will be saying to you, wow, how did you get involved with that? I would love to do that. And you will be like, well, go and watch Jess's video. But I hope this video has helped you. Hopefully it encourages you to kind of get out there a little bit with your art and get it seen, because it really deserves it. If you're doing art, you have a talent, and you may not think it sometimes, but you do. You're creative and it deserves to be seen. So go for it. And drop any social media links or websites below, because I would love to see your guys' art. It would be amazing to have a look at. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. That's a loud vehicle as I'm about to start filming. That's grand. I know. Why did I bring you two with me? Are you off? He's off. He's off. He's had enough. Oh, you're off too, okay. How is anybody expected to take me seriously with you two around?